Video 6. See the Perfect Man, How to Heal Relationships Through Spiritual Perception. Joel Goldsmith. Welcome back to Joel Goldsmith Heart Training. We've moved through 5 extraordinary steps of the Joel Goldsmith 7 Steps to Spiritual Awakening, from spiritual origin to infinite supply, to divine inheritance, to inner power, to the listening silence where oneness becomes real. Today, Step 6 turns us outward, toward the people in our lives, the difficult ones, the ones who have hurt us, the ones we judge, the ones who disappoint us. And Goldsmith's instruction is not, try harder to be kind. It is something far more radical, a complete shift in perception. The anchoring statement comes from Jesus to the crowd, ready to stone a woman. He that is without sin, let him cast the first stone. But Goldsmith doesn't use this simply as a call to non-judgment. He uses it to reveal something about the nature of spiritual sight. Only the consciousness that can see itself sinless, pure and perfect is realizing that there is but one consciousness, and therefore, only he can truly see the harmony and wholeness of his neighbor. Joel S. Goldsmith, The 7 Steps. Step 6. One consciousness. The same consciousness in which we discovered our own wholeness is the same consciousness in which our neighbor's wholeness is found. You cannot claim your divine identity while denying theirs. The seeing is connected. This is where heart training becomes a practice of love. Step 6 is built on a profound metaphysical observation. You cannot perceive in another what you have not recognized in yourself. And conversely, when you truly recognize the spiritual reality of another person, beneath their fear, their anger, their limitation, something shifts, not just in your heart, in the field between you. Goldsmith's students reported, and he himself taught from experience, that recognizing the Christ in another person is itself a healing act, not a technique, not a manipulation, a genuine shift in consciousness that reorganizes the outer. Core Goldsmith quotes, "To live scientifically is to be conscious of but one mind, one infinite eternal consciousness, impersonally and impartially manifested in all men. In this mind, there is neither sin nor disease, neither fear nor limitation, and therefore these negative qualities cannot be expressed by man." Joel S. Goldsmith, The 7 Steps, Step 6. Only through spiritual sense are we able to discern the real man that ever stands behind the mortal. Only through spiritual discernment are we able to pierce the veil of matter and behold the spiritual universe, here and now, eternal in its being. Joel S. Goldsmith, The 7 Steps, Step 6. Man is not mortal. He is immortal. Man is not composed of brain and flesh and bones, but of infinite qualities of good, individually expressed. Man neither sins nor dies because man is God manifested, life expressed, love reflected, intelligence unfolded. This true view of man reforms the sinner and heals the sick. Joel S. Goldsmith, The 7 Steps, Step 6. Exposition and teaching. Here's what this means practically. Every person you encounter is appearing to you through a veil of your own perception. When you see someone as irritating, threatening, lesser, or broken, you are not seeing them. You are seeing a construction of your own consciousness. Goldsmith calls us to spiritual perception, the ability to look through the appearance to the divine identity beneath, not to pretend the appearance isn't there, not to be naive or unsafe, but to hold, in your awareness, the truth. This person is the expression of God. Beneath the fear, the anger, the ego, infinite life is individualized here. And that recognition, when it is felt, not just thought, changes everything. It changes how you speak, how you listen, what you notice, what you attract from the other person. This is the heart of what Goldsmith meant when he said, "This true view of man reforms the sinner and heals the sick." You are not sending healing energy. You are not treating. You are simply seeing. And the seeing is itself transformative. Demonstration story 1. The brother she could not forgive. Anne had been estranged from her brother for 11 years. The wound was deep, betrayal around a family inheritance that she believed was unforgivable. She had done therapy, she had journaled, she had intellectually forgiven him 100 times. But every time she thought of him, the old fire arose. A practitioner gave her step 6, not as advice about reconciliation, but as a consciousness practice. Every day, the practitioner said, when your brother comes to mind, instead of engaging the memory of what he did, look through it. See him as Goldsmith describes, as God manifested, as life expressed, as infinite qualities of good individually formed. Not the brother who betrayed you, the spiritual identity that was never capable of betrayal. Anne found it almost impossible at first. The mind insisted on the story, but she kept returning, not to the words, but to the attempt to see beneath. 6 weeks later, her brother called, out of nowhere. He'd been thinking about her, he said, and wanted to apologize. Anne told the practitioner, "I didn't do anything. I just changed what I was seeing." The practitioner smiled. "That's everything." Demonstration story 2. Healing through recognition. A student once came to a practitioner deeply worried about illness. Instead of treating symptoms, the practitioner quietly realized, this appearance has no law in God. Within days, the condition disappeared. Nothing was fought. Nothing was manipulated. The appearance simply dissolved. Story 3. Financial appearance. Another student faced severe financial pressure. Instead of attempting to mentally affirm money, he practiced discernment. He recognized supply is spiritual, not economic. Within weeks, unexpected opportunities appeared. The outer situation changed because consciousness changed. Story 4. Emotional conflict. A woman struggling with resentment practiced this step by asking, "Is this feeling coming from the Christ within?" The moment she recognized resentment as an impersonal mental suggestion, the emotional charge disappeared. Discernment restored peace. Heart practice. This week's heart practice. Choose one person in your life with whom there's tension, distance, or pain. Someone you find difficult. Each day, bring that person to mind, and then deliberately look through the appearance of who they seem to be. to who they actually are. Hold this in your heart. The real name is not this appearance. The real name is God manifested, life expressed, infinite good, individually formed. I see the Christ in you, the spiritual identity that has never been damaged, never sinned, never been less than whole. Don't force it. Don't perform it. Just offer it sincerely from your heart. And notice, over the week, what shifts in you, in them, in the space between you. The secret of harmonious human relationships is the ability to behold the Christ in every individual. When we do this, we find that we are meeting the Christ face to face. Joel S. Goldsmith, The Art of Spiritual Healing. Call to action. If step 6 opened something in your heart toward yourself or someone else, please share this video. The world needs more people practicing spiritual perception instead of judgment. Subscribe to Joel Goldsmith Heart Training, like this video, and tell us in the comments, who in your life are you being invited to see differently? You don't have to name them. Just let the question open you. See you in step 7, the final step. If this work has nourished you, will you show love? Not because this work needs your support to be true, but because love expressed is love multiplied. You are part of this unfolding consciousness. Whether you know it or not, your willingness to sit in these teachings, to enter these meditations, to let these truths land in your heart, this is itself an act of sacred participation. If you feel led to support the Living Christ Awakening work, and you feel the pull of this teaching, that pull itself is the presence calling. In the description below, you will find a Show Love link, an appeal for quiet participation in this unfolding of consciousness across the world. We are nearly at the summit of the 7 steps. Step 7 is the capstone, and perhaps the most freeing teaching of all. My grace is sufficient for thee. A state of consciousness where there is nothing to fight, nothing to deny, nothing to overcome. Only the grace that already is. I can't wait to take that final step with you. This completes our 6